Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Go Manga What. That is not this, we are doing a review. As always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos. Here with me today we have...
The Cinder Blaze.
I'm Aresol.
Alright, cool, looks like everyone's confused today. Because today we're reviewing for you episode...
29.
What he said. This way. What he said. And, we're also going to get into your comments once we're done talking about all our stuff. And, I thought it was great. Alex threw in the wrench of, like, oh yeah, but only because of the last 5 minutes. And, like, sure. Sure, maybe the last 5 minutes were the highlight. But, yeah, the last 5 minutes were part of the episode, so I did like the episode. You can't just say, oh yeah, you only like that episode for half of it.
Yeah, but like going through the entire 24 minutes, sometimes it's kind of like, I just want to get to the 5 minutes. Like that's the part I like. The rest of it's kind of like, all right. It was like all right, but it was just kind of like, for me, it was just kind of boring, especially the part where they go to the Paradise Place. They find a bunch of doors in a park, and then they just kind of like do away with most of our rangers just so Red can have his time to, alone with Oregon.
Yeah, and you brought up yesterday, I think post show you brought up. They kind of set up like, oh, they're fighting their evil selves, but that doesn't really go anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
Red finds the king, and then everybody's back. Okay.
I guess, from the preview we assumed, oh yeah, they're facing themselves down and they have to like something challenge whatever, like something important for their characters, but like no, it was just an obstacle. These are all just sort of traps for the real person who can summon Oregon. You know what I mean? Like, it's just generic trap, and they decided, well, we don't feel like making new villains, and it wouldn't make sense for them to be the Muddites, so I guess they'll just fight themselves.
Yeah, but why was she singing?
For the ending, sir! For the ending!
Yeah, the fact that Pink was so afraid of the singing, she's like, God, what are you doing?
She could have been carrying a chainsaw, and she's like, why is she singing?
Yeah.
I thought the episode was fine. The whole paradise dimension thing was weird to me. So he just created a completely new world, and these people have been living there the entire time, and it's been just paradise. Paradise is apparently a Japanese theme park. It was odd to me. I don't know.
Yeah. It is a very strange way for them to just not have to make a new set and just reuse sets they just already have. Yeah. Okay, well, why don't we just throw a filter on some Earth sets and then call it a day? I thought it was fun, and like, because like I said this, I think in the after show, but it weirdly answered that question I had about like, what do other Crystallians look like? Are they all just blocks? Are there humanoid ones? And then it answered it for me, like it was listening to the question that I had.
Yeah.
And that's really all the amusement I got out of it.
Yeah, they just randomly look like regular people. I don't know what Mabushina is on, though, because like she looks so different from everyone else, but she's royalty, so we'll just excuse it for now.
You're just upset about the hair.
Yeah, because everyone else has it on top, and they're just like, this is coming out of their freaking neck. Like, what is going on? Is that a genetic thing?
I don't know, man.
I guess the paradise thing is just weird to me, because it's like, okay, you rule over this planet of, I'm guessing, citizens. Like, I'm guessing people live there. but you've also created paradise somewhere else.
Yeah,
It's weird. I don't know.
No, you're right. Maybe it was kept hidden away from prying eyes because it was
But
too
why?
dangerous out there with the Yodon Empire out there.
yeah. Especially with some
Okay.
Crystallians being like absolute scumbags. It's best just to like vet who can have access to it. Although when his planet was under attack,
This is some high society shit.
there's
You're right.
there's a dark side to Orden, but we're not going to get into that all too much. It makes me wonder why he didn't just suck everyone up into his pocket dimension just so they wouldn't, all die.
I mean, what if here this might be a stretch. Once Crystalia was dying, he was like, "Oh shoot, gotta move, everyone. There are some humans here, just because we mingle. I guess we better put them on this Utopia Earth, and hide them away from Yodon for a bit."
Yeah, I feel like having the humans there were also just like a little bit weird, as in like, how do they even establish this in the first place? Why? This feels like a little stretch to the powers, but considering that their powers are based off of imagination, it's not like totally outside of what he would be doing, like
But like,
considering his character.
we don't know what the population of Crystalia looked like. For all we know, this could just be the 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 racial fabric of Crystalia itself. There were just a lot of humans there for whatever reason. We don't know.
I doubt it. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I doubt it. This is Sentai. I doubt they put that much thought into it. This
Fair.
is not even just Sentai. This is Kiramager. I don't think they put that much thought into it.
I'm willing, because like that is a pretty major thing for them to just throw around and have.
No, they just
So
need a lot of extras, but they didn't want to make a lot of heads.
yeah.
I feel like that's just it.
Yeah. Well, I'm willing to give them a chance to explain it, because it was a very strange place to be in. It felt like an alternate dimension where, oh hey, Crystallians and humans are, never got touched by Yodon, so now they just all hang out all the time now.
I know some humans want to be touched by Yoda.
Alright, anyway. The new mech is really cool, and I just wanted to highlight the part where the bird head like swung back,
Oh yeah.
and then oh my god! Yeah, I don't know, the mechanics behind that. It was something I did not know I needed. I was very happy to see that for whatever reason. I just really liked it.
Yeah. It felt like a really nice power up to have, just because it kind of like sums up the last few episodes. It was kind of like at the end of a mini arc, even though they're not like too tightly related, but just like loose enough. Like having Orden's symbol being a phoenix, and that they're kind of like slowly building it up. Not being too direct with this. And the form looked really sick. Like I've been criticizing some of these forms, but this one looked pretty cool. So
yeah, and it because like I remember when we first saw the leaks of these on RRR the Streets. Josh, one of the people on there, was saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't know, the aesthetic doesn't really match with this new mech, but it does make sense now that we know that the not King Raiden part, the what's his name? Embark. Yeah, he wasn't made by him. He was made like that form was definitely not made by
Juru.
Judo. Yeah, and it looked like once King Raiden hopped into um, that crystal form, he was like, "Man, I want to be a bird," and then just turned into a bird. Yes, I rose like a phoenix. I'm Fallout Boy, and then dashes off to victory.
Yeah.
I I think all those really work well together. What I really didn't like about it though was that I never like it when they're like weapons that are just mostly stick. You know
I
what I
like
mean?
this. I like this weapon. I really like, like the long sticky weapons, so you can like thwack and whack and just beat, just whack the crap out of enemies. And they have like little blades too. And I felt like for like robots and stuff, considering the momentum they can have with their attacks, I feel like it's a more practical weapon than like something like a sword or something.
But for me, the problem is like I just imagine it's really hard to get because sure you can call it an axe or a halberd, but it really just looks like a flag, and it seems like it would spin too much on the pole axis. It reminds me of Beatbuster and Stagbuster's mech, and like it had this gun that was just the front end of a jet, but then just this really long
Yeah, a really
stick as the grip.
tiny stick handle. Yeah.
I never liked those, and I don't like it here.
Yeah, I guess it could be a little bit thicker because it did feel a little scrawny.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
how about that match day that Orton threw at Silver?
Yeah.
That was probably the highlight of the episode for me. Holy
The
crap!
king's back to life. Hey, you can finally see your kids.
Dad, I'm
Uh-oh.
here too.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, like knowing him, he could like probably transform back into his original self, but he'll just choose not to.
Yeah. I mean, we know for sure that their forms aren't set in stone, because the first time that uh, Fire transformed, he transformed into a car, and then they reshaped him into a fire truck. So he could just turn back into whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe Jiro will need like a little imagination boost to turn the gems not into like machines all the time, but maybe into animals. Maybe they'll just like make like whatever they want for the forms now, because like Orden seems like the type of personality just like yeah, just do whatever. Hey, look, I'm on iPhone now. Like whatever they want to sell to the kids, like Orden can do it. I feel like there's a lot of potential here, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Well, all right. Do we want to dive into comments?
Sure.
All right. The first comment comes from Christopher Eubanks, who says, K-Boom! Not Key May Go.
I agree.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
That,
Next we have K-John, who says, the mecha fight in this episode has to be one of the best mecha fights I have ever seen in my life. I really hope that the Gomoryu monster will appear again later in the show, because that design is freaking awesome.
okay.
I gotta say, it looks much better as a like a flying thing than it does as something that like hobbles around.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably my least favorite monster in this entire series, and probably one of my least favorite entire franchise. Because that thing does not look like it can fight. It's just like hobbling around. It can't move, and it's just like, and he's like a walking target. Like it doesn't feel like threatening at all. Like when that fight was happening, he looked like a grunt almost. And he was fleeing for his sorry ass life. It didn't feel like a fight. Like we just got this cool ass form, and this guy's just like booking it. Like he didn't look like he could fight at all. Like he can barely like fly. I mean, I guess he has like little like giant jet boosters just to get his fat ass off the ground. And then he has those flimsy wings. Like that's one thing that I just like didn't like with his design. Like I feel like earlier this episode or probably like last episode, because it didn't look like those wings would help it fly at all. Like design wise, like it needed that like giant rocket like feet, and like those wings were just like there for no reason at all at that point. Like it was
I
just
mean, wings are there for like, you know, turning and balance, presumably. I don't know. Wings are there for a reason.
well, it's definitely not for flying. Look at that thing; it could barely get off. You don't even
Alex,
like
I don't know
inject
if you
rocket
knew
fuel.
this, I don't know if you knew this, but the mecha this week, it flew as well. How do you think that did it?
Yeah,
Huh?
but like
Is that plausible to you?
that looks a little bit more aerodynamic in a Sentai show. For that
Yeah.
one, that was
Embark also was capable of flying as a stone.
Yeah, as
It
a
was
stone
just a
and
brick.
yeah, and while chomping on things, because apparently that's a thing that it can do.
well, I've seen a lot of big bricks fly, so you know, I haven't seen an obese bat fly yet. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna come back, but I hope that like it's not done in a stupid way.
Okay. Yeah, it does feel like, like a ramping up to the minion faction, but this is only for, the main bad guys. Also, I don't think that they would waste that costume on just the one thing.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
they're
the
gonna
Monstone
duplicate
kept
it.
coming back.
We're gonna have a fight where there's gonna be like 4 of them, and they have to split off into like multiple forms just to deal with it, while Jiru's like, doing something plot relevant.
Yeah.
I'm calling it now.
But he still has more comment and says, I also like the fact that this show only brought up the whole Atamald thing one episode ago, but they handle it miles better than whatever Saber did with the Avalon arc in 8 episodes. A little rushed, but I can still feel the importance of it. Unlike in Saber, where I just feel, what just happened during the Avalon arc? I mean, it's a lot better paced. I agree,
Yeah.
but they're not doing nearly as much as the quote Avalon arc is attempting to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong in that they definitely allotted the correct amount of time for the correct amount of episodes.
I think they're both stupid. So
Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Tell us in the comments down below what you thought about our thoughts about your thoughts about this episode. And while you're down there, head on over into the links in the description down below to where you can find some links for the Black Lives Matter movement, where you can donate money, sign petitions, and watch videos that donate their ad revenue to the Black Lives Matter movement. It is donating without actually, having money. So it's good for me because I don't. And also, hey, me personally, I have a new shirt store, and it's down in the description. I put a Kiramager. No. Curated. I put a Curated photo up on there on a shirt that I really like, a design that I really like. So I'm gonna start using that now. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Keep it.
Yep. See ya.
Corey's selling out.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. That was.
Actually, no, I'm not selling out because no one's purchased one yet.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, like how some of those two subplots were like, they're literally like places to fix like one problem. It just let Saber want to do something else with it.